Happy third Thursday from the UNF Alumni Association. We hope you enjoy the cooking tutorial from UNF's own Healthy Osprey Teaching Kitchen. Thanks for watching and go Ospreys!
Welcome to the Healthy Osprey Teaching Kitchen. I'm Kelly.
I'm Chelsea.
And we are the wellness dietitians for the Department of Recreation and Wellness. And we are sharing with you guys our first fall-inspired cooking demo series. So we hope y'all really enjoyed it. The original purpose of this teaching kitchen was to provide students with free food on campus, but since we've moved virtual, we've really had to kind of change our ways and adapt to what's currently going on. So we're really excited about this opportunity and hope you guys are too.
Yeah, we can't wait for you to see our recipes. We're so excited that even though this virtual format is different than what we expected, we can actually share our demos with more people. So kind of cool in a weird way.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, thank you guys, and we hope you enjoy. Bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly. I'm one of the wellness dietitians here at UNF. Today we're going to be making a golden apple cider ginger mocktail. I know that's a lot of words, but it has just a few simple ingredients that are going to be super tasty at your next party or just whenever you want to have a fun fall festive event. So what we're going to do here, we just need a container to mix our drink in. We are using some sparkling water. So sparkling water, it doesn't have any sugar in there, but this one is flavored with apple and ginger. So I'm gonna pour that into our container. We're using about 1/2 cup. Next up is our apple cider. We are using 1.5 cups of this. Gonna put it in our container. I'm just gonna give it a little swirl to mix it up. And then for our garnish, we're going to cut some apple slices. So I've got just a red apple right here. I'm gonna make some nice, even, pretty slices. Just like that. Those aren't as pretty. Okay, and then for our drink, we have actually chosen to add a little bit of garnish. You don't have to do this, but we added some pumpkin spice and some sugar to the rim of this glass. So I'm gonna take my mixture of our sparkling water and our apple cider, and we're going to pour that over ice. We're gonna add a couple apple garnishes in our drink, just like that. And you have a beautiful, delicious apple cider mocktail. Delicious.
Dietetic intern here. So today we're going to be making an autumn salad. So we're going to make a salad and then we're going to make a drink. So first we're going to make a pomegranate vinaigrette. The great thing about vinaigrettes is they're easy. You typically can just dump in a bowl and whisk, or even if you have a jar, you can just shake it up. So first we're going to start with the pomegranate. It's about 1/4 cup. And then we're going to go into olive oil. Olive oil is like one of the best oils, I swear. It's like my favorite. So we're going to do about 1 tablespoon, because you can use it to stir fry, you can use it in dressings, and you can use it in marinade. So it's a really versatile oil. And then we're going to go into the Dijon mustard. You don't need much, but it's kind of up to you when it comes to salad dressings, you know, flavors that you really like. So if you're a big Dijon mustard person, you do as much as you like. Then we have apple cider vinegar. So that was a little apple cider vinegar. And that just gives it a little bit of tang. And then we're gonna do a little bit of sugar. And then next we're gonna, everything else is just really just seasoned to taste. So we're gonna take a little bit of garlic powder. And I like garlic, so it's one of my favorites. A little ginger, so it's gonna give you, ginger kind of has that thing where it gives you a little bit of heat. I'm gonna do a little bit of that. Salt. And then you can use sea salt, you can use table salt, Himalayan salt, so whichever one you like. And then lastly, we're gonna do black pepper. So black pepper is one of my favorite seasonings. I put it on everything. It just adds so much flavor. So I'm gonna do a little bit more black pepper. So after that, all you need to do is just take your whisk, or if you have a jar, and I like to hold it at an angle a little bit because it kind of helps give you a little bit of leverage when you're mixing. So we're gonna mix it so everything is well incorporated. All right, and then that's your vinaigrette. Okay, so after we've made the salad dressing, vinaigrette, we're gonna go into making the salad. So the salad is gonna have spinach, and then it's gonna have apples, pears, and red onions. So I went ahead and already cut up my red onions. So now we're just gonna slice the apples. You can use any apple that you would like to use. Honey Crisp is like a favorite. Honey Crisp is a little bit of a sweeter apple. So, and guys, I am not a chef, so don't judge my knifing skills. So, I just try not to cut myself. So after you cut some apple, you can cut them as thin as you would like. I'm gonna cut a little bit more. So you can use Honey Crisp if you like green apples and you want a little bit more of a sour taste. You can do that also. So there's an apple, then we're gonna do the pears. I really love pears. Pears are, around September is when you start seeing pears. They're technically in season now. So there's so many different so many different ways that you can actually cook pears. So it's a great fall addition. So we've done that. Everything's off the knife. So next we're gonna take the spinach. We're gonna add it to the bowl. And you can use any green you like. You can do a mixture. You can do spring mix. You can do kale. You can do whatever kind of green you want, romaine or anything like that. It's really up to you and what your favorite items are. So we're gonna add the apples and the pears. Then we're gonna take the red onion and we're gonna sprinkle. Again, red onion is an acquired taste. So if you want fewer red onions or you wanna do a sweet onion or anything like that, you're free to switch this recipe up and do that also. Try and get all this red onion. And then I love toppings, and you can really, salad is great to play around with toppings and kind of learn what flavors you really like. So I have cranberries, and then you can always do more cranberries. And then I have sunflower seeds, I'm sorry. And so I wanted to have pumpkin seeds, but sunflower seeds is a great option if you don't have pumpkin seeds. So they're very similar, so it's up to you what type of seeds you like. I like a little bit. All right, and then glazed pecans. And you can actually make your own glazed pecans. I just decided to buy them from the store. So if you would like to make your own and you have a really cool recipe that you like to use, you can do that. And then I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt and pepper, just for taste. You can really play around with the flavors of a salad. It's really just a time for you to actually feel a little bit more culinary. All right, and then that's how you assemble the salad. So now that the salad is assembled, you can now pour your dressing on top. Now you don't have to put your dressing on top and toss it. You can put it to the side or put it in a bottle or a jar to save for individual serving. But I just want to do a little bit more of a whisk but sometimes the oil and everything separates a little bit. So you want to whisk it just a little bit, and then you can just take the salad dressing and pour it right on top. And then using tongs or however you want to do it, you can take and you can mix your salad. This is a great way to get some veggies in and to try different flavors, and it's great, full of fall flavors. So after you toss it, if you realize you want some more toppings, you can feel free to add more. If you feel like, hey, I want a little bit more dressing, you can make some more dressing. So like I said, this assembly is really up to you. So after you toss your salad and you feel like everything is covered well, you can get you a bowl, a plate. Today we have boats. And then I'm just gonna assemble a little bit right here. Little toppings on them. Put a little red onion. And then you have your salad. This looks so good.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly. I'm one of the wellness dietitians here at UNF. Today we're going to be making air fryer Brussels sprouts and butternut squash. I love the air fryer. It's so easy to cook with. It is a little inconvenient because you do have to have the countertop space for it, but I love crispy food, and this really gives it that texture of crispness without having to turn on an oven and heat up your house. So our first step, we are going to preheat our air fryer, and to do it on this model, we close it, we turn it on, we pump that temperature up to 400, and we turn it on. Okay, now we're gonna get our ingredients ready. So our first ingredient is our Brussels sprouts. I did go ahead and quarter these. So with the Brussels sprout, you're gonna cut off that end and then cut it one way, cut it the other. And if there's any dead leaves or leaves that don't look as great, you can remove those at this point and throw it in your bowl. So that's our Brussels sprouts. Our next is butternut squash. So you can buy a whole butternut squash at the grocery store, but let me tell you a secret, you do not have to do that. You can buy pre-packaged butternut squash that's fresh. This will save you so much time and energy because a butternut squash has a really hard skin on the outside. It's really difficult to chop, so you might as well leave it to the professionals. So we bought this pre-chopped. We're gonna add that to our Brussels sprouts. And we're gonna add our oil. So we need 4 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our maple syrup. If you don't have 100% maple syrup, you can just use a regular pancake syrup, but maple syrup really takes it up a notch. So I would recommend buying that ingredient. Okay, we're gonna add some salt and pepper. All right, so we've got our olive oil, our maple syrup, and salt and pepper, and we are going to toss this together just to coat it nicely all over. All right, that looks great. Okay, so all air fryers are a little bit different in how much stuff that they can hold inside. So this air fryer is probably going to be able to hold about half of these ingredients. We don't want to put too many in there at one time because then they won't brown evenly. So I'm doing about half of what the recipe called for, and I'm pushing it back in. We're at 400 degrees and we're going to go for 15 minutes. So with an air fryer, you also want to toss the basket about every 5 minutes. This helps to make sure everything stays brown nice and evenly. If for some reason you don't have an air fryer and it's not a kitchen appliance that everyone needs, you can do this recipe in the oven while you roast it. So it's at 425 for the same amount of time, about 15 to 20 minutes. Same concept, you toss all this stuff together, put it on a sheet pan, and give it a toss every few minutes in the oven, and you'll get the same nice browning effect. All right, so the first 5 minutes is done in our air fryer, so I'm going to open this up and give it a nice little shake, nothing too crazy, and throw it back in. All right, our Brussels sprouts and butternut squash have been in for a total of about 20 minutes. So every 5 minutes we opened it up and shook it. So they are done now. So I'm just gonna open up my air fryer and you can see all this crispy goodness. Yum, so delicious. So I'm going to put it into my serving bowl. With an air fryer, be careful because that tray can fall out of the bottom, frighten you to pieces. Okay, so there is half of the recipe that we made. We are going to add just a little drizzle more of olive oil, a drizzle more of our maple syrup. We're gonna add a little bit more salt. And then for a final touch, we are gonna add some seeds. So we couldn't find pumpkin seeds at the store, so we do have sunflower seeds. Another awesome addition would be the glazed pecans that we used in our autumn salad. So if you're looking for something a little sweeter, you can add these. Today we are gonna add our pumpkin seeds, our sunflower seeds, just a nice little toss there. Bring it all together. This looks delicious. All right, we've mixed all this together. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it into my serving bowl. Give this a taste. This looks so good. Sweet and crunchy, so delicious.
Making apple cider glazed chicken. So first what we're going to do is we're going to start working on the glaze. So you have a saucepan, a small saucepan, and what you're going to do, take the top off, and you're going to take some apple cider. And then you can also use apple juice if you have that on hand, so apple juice will work fine. And then we're gonna take a sprig of rosemary. So something cool about herbs is they're really easy to grow at home. So if you wanna try gardening or anything like that, herbs are a great way to go. Something cool is we have the aeroplane hydroponic system we call Eve. So we grow different herbs and leafy greens. So these are really cool to just kind of have herbs. So then we're gonna have 1 teaspoon of garlic. You can kind of play around with the garlic. I'm gonna do a little bit of Dijon mustard. Get that out. And then we're gonna allow that to cook down and simmer. And then next we're gonna start on the chicken. So for the chicken, you wanna make sure that it's patted dry because it provides a better crisp on the chicken. You can clean your chicken, cut it down as much as you want. Chicken thighs are a great piece of meat to use and cook with because they are really hard to overcook and they have a little bit of fatty pieces, so you get a little bit more flavor in your food. So once you pat your chicken dry, you're going to get some salt, some pepper, and some onion powder. So you can season this however you would like. So you're gonna just drizzle a little bit. Gonna do some salt. I got some salt. And then we're gonna do some pepper. And then you can use your hands or you can use tongs. I like to use my hands because I just like to get in my food. So I'm just gonna toss it around a little bit. Make sure that's evenly coated. Once you realize that's evenly coated, you're gonna take it and put it in a pan. So while we're seasoning our chicken, as you see, you're going to want to get your apple cider glaze to simmer down and really cook down. Make sure that you stir it well. So you want it to reduce down to 1/4 amount so that when you pour it over your chicken, you don't have too much. Then you're going to add some butter at the end. So first, while our glaze is simmering down, we want to start cooking our chicken. So first we want to pour some olive oil into our pan and allow it to heat up and get glossy. And before we add our chicken, we want to be sure that our oil is hot so then when we put the chicken in the pan that it sizzles when we put it in there. Be sure that, you make sure that your chicken is cooking all the way. and that you don't flip your chicken before it's time. Allow it to really cook, and if you have a hard time flipping it, that means that it needs a little bit more time to cook. So you're going to flip your chicken over, and then during this time you're going to be checking on your glaze, making sure that it's still reducing. And if it has reduced, you're going to add that butter and set it to the side. While your chicken is almost done cooking, you're going to pour your glaze on top. And then be sure before you remove your chicken from the aisle, you make sure that your chicken has met an internal temperature of 165. Okay, now that our chicken is nice and brown and it's reached that internal temperature of 165, we're gonna take the chicken, and you can kind of serve it however you would like. I'm gonna slice mine in some slices. And this is gonna go great with your Brussels sprouts. All right, you don't have to eat the whole piece, but we're gonna take pieces, we're gonna serve it. Just like that. Let's taste. Super excited. That is good.
Hi, I'm Chelsea, another one of the wellness dietitians. I'm gonna be making the best part of the meal for our fall inspired 5 recipe spread today, and it's dessert. And you really can't have a fall inspired meal without something pumpkin. So we're gonna do something a little bit different and do a pumpkin mousse. So the ingredients we have over here are heavy whipping cream, pumpkin pie spice, 1 can of pumpkin, some vanilla, and some ginger snaps for topping. So what we've done so far, we have already simmered together 1 cup of the heavy cream, 1 can of pumpkin and pumpkin pie spice, as well as some sugar. But you want to let it cool completely. So once it's simmered, you want to let it sit until it's completely chilled.
So to prepare your pumpkin mixture, heat a saucepan over medium heat, then add 1 can of pumpkin and 1 cup of the heavy cream. Next, stir in your sugar and pumpkin pie spice, combine it well together, and simmer it until small bubbles form. Remove it from the heat and let it cool completely.
I'm gonna add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream to the stand mixer. You can definitely do this by hand if you're feeling really strong, but you know, it's okay to take the easier way out sometimes. So just do 2 cups in here. All right. And if you want to save a little extra on the side afterwards, after you've whipped this up, you can have a little whipped cream for the top, or you can just buy Cool Whip or whatever type of canned whipped cream that you like. All right. So also want to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Okay. Give it a really nice flavor. So then you just want to turn it on and hope it doesn't go everywhere. No explosions today, that's great. Awesome, so while this is going on, clear out my space a little bit here, and we have the ginger snaps. So what I've done is put them in a bag so that I can crush them up for the topping. You can use something with some force, maybe you can use your can even. Or if you're really strong because you did this by hand, then this will be no problem for you. Okay, so once you have those soft peaks formed, as you can see here, and your cooled pumpkin mixture, you're just gonna fold everything together. So I'm just gonna pour it all in. And I started making this dessert a couple years ago for Thanksgiving with my family, and it's been a real hit ever since, even though we all love like traditional pumpkin pie. We just have both now, because why not? All right. Just gently fold it together until everything is thoroughly combined. All right, so now that it's thoroughly combined, as you can see here, we're gonna eat it. So just serve up however much you like. And we reserved a little bit of the cream from before to top it. And a couple other fun toppings. All right, so next we're gonna go with our reserved cream. Yum. A little bit of pumpkin pie spice. Or a lot. And our ginger snaps. Lovely. Let's give it a try.